You've been looking for a great family fifth wheel? Well, you're gonna love the unique twist that this one takes. Folks, this is the 2023 Keystone Montana High Country 351BH. And as you can see at its heart, it's essentially a mid-living rear bunk model. But I like what they've done. It's not too terribly long. They're able to shorten things up a little bit, still give you that private bunk area, and kind of have that central mid-living feel that so many people love in a fifth wheel. Let's actually start off right over here on the campside slide. And of course, we do have the dual opposing slides, which is why we have the kitchen island, but we'll get to that in a moment. But I want to talk about this side right over here. So you can see your freestanding table and chairs. You have 4 chairs here as well as the leaf. Leaf, of course, just pops right out, slides right in just like that, giving you that a little bit of additional space in case you have, just want a little more elbow room, right? If you have all 4 people there at the table. Down underneath, you'll see that they have eliminated carpet and have gone with like a nylon weave material. It is marine grade, very easy to keep clean as well. So if anyone does spill, wipes up, again, fairly easily. Theater seating, it is powered theater seating, which is always great to have. Also has USB ports built in, removable cup holder right there too. And of course, when you kick back and relax and recline, you have a straight shot to the TV, which is exactly what you want. When you talk about entertainment space, just kind of the two of you, I love being able to have this, especially when they're able to fit it in a bunk model. The other thing I really like about this floor plan, though, again, and the reason it's kind of unique, is when we start to go from here back. Now, this in its own right, it's not too crazy. It kind of looks like a rear living, essentially what you have. You have, the super slide here, theater seating across from TV, sofa in the back. Yeah, Ian, I've seen it a million times. But again, there's a bunkhouse back there. And I like the fact they're able to fit this sofa in because that way you can have this great entertainment space. It also folds out into a bed, giving you some additional sleeping space too. And as we take a look back into the bunk room, just kind of walk right on up here. You can see that you have some cubby holes, some storage right up there, 300-pound weight capacity in here, folks. Double over double bunks, built-in ladder right over to the side so you can climb up in there. Plenty of room too, so if you have adults that want to stay the night, they can easily sleep in here, especially this bottom one. You can just crawl right in, super simple. You have, electrical outlets up there, USB ports, so if you need to charge any tablets or any cell phones, things like that, you have the capability to do it. So again, I love that they took a rear living, kind of snuck that bunk room in the back. And if you don't have guests, great, close it off and boom, now you have the rear living, right? So again, I really like what they've done, a very, in my opinion, kind of unique twist. And as I said, that TV is right across from the theater seating. Storage up top, you have your multimedia center tucked away right in here, speakers on both sides, and then the fireplace right down below, which not only looks great, but also is a space heater helping to kind of take off the chill in the room. So as I mentioned a little bit ago, we have what I call dual opposing slides. It's an industry term. Basically just means you have 2 slides that are straight across from each other. When you do that in a kitchen, you have enough space that you can put in a kitchen island, which is exactly what they have done here. Now this island, you can see, has solid surface countertops, which I personally really like. Looks great. You get the countertop extension over on the side here too, giving you a little more prep space. Sink top cover, so you can utilize all this as prep space. And when you remove the covers, it'll kind of open up this giant 70 by 30 sink, right? I mean, it's a huge sink they put in here. Love that. And again, I just love the flexibility that you get with the larger bowl here. You can actually fit some residential pots and pans down in there to be able to wash them. And then you have the high-rise pull-out faucet, which again, just makes washing those dishes that much easier. If we take a look up top, I want to point out a couple things. You can see kind of like the bird cage lighting here. I really like that. I think that's a nice look. You have the Max air fan there as well, which does a great job of moving the air in here, as well as your ceiling fan. Now, if you really want to cool things down, you can turn on the AC. There are 2 ACs in here, and it uses the Blade AC system in conjunction with the Coleman Mach AC unit. So with both of those combined, essentially what you get is it's going to be about 30% quieter. It's going to be about 30% more effective than your standard AC. 360-degree cooling. You can actually turn the vents to control how much air you want to have come out, and it has a residential filter in there that you can change out, which nobody else in the industry currently has. Coming back down into the kitchen though, right over here is some more prep space, maybe a nice spot for a coffee station. That recessed 3-burner cooktop with the glass cover, oven, and storage underneath, as well as storage on both sides. Now, you will see throughout the RV that some of your outlets will say inverted outlet, and that's because you can have the inverter on here at the 400i, where you have 400 watts of solar in the inverter, so that you can run 120 off just your batteries, which is pretty darn cool. Right here in the front of the island is all of the island storage. Of course, you have a bank of 4 drawers as well as plenty of storage underneath, and if you want, you can turn off the kind of auxiliary lighting there. And then we get into the cold storage. You have, if I take the travel lock out here, you have a residential refrigerator, so you can see all the cold storage space you get for the fridge. I know it's a mess, sorry, just came from the manufacturer. You can see right down below all of your freezer storage. So if you want to talk about a lot of cold storage, this one definitely has it with that residential fridge. Now, if you need more dry storage space, well, you have this wonderful pantry right here. Big pantry space. I really like the glass door on there too. And then you kind of have this, coffee hutch area or bar, whatever you want it to be. Plenty of storage there. I like this. I would personally use this for a lot of my electronics, right? Plug my phone in right up here. Kind of have like your little charging space. I think that was a pretty good idea. And I love the backsplash they used in here, both on this side as well as, behind that cooktop. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Very well done on Montana's behalf. Now, if we open up this side panel, this is where they've tucked away all the controls. You'll notice a couple different things here. One of them is the fact that you have tank heaters. You have them on your fresh black and gray tanks. You also have battery heater, as this one has the lithium batteries on there. But the thing I like about having the tank heaters is that if you're camping in cold weather, this one is fully insulated and heated, so it gives you the ability to do that. Not only do you have tank heaters, but your underbelly is insulated and heated, and your valves are insulated and heated as well, which is going to be necessary if you plan on doing cold weather camping. As we come up the steps, a few quick things I want to mention. One is the fact that you have a courtesy light in case you're coming up or down in the middle of the night. You will also see the central vac right there. Nice and easy to vacuum everything up. Then as soon as you walk in, you get this coat rack, and then you have a spot to hang all of your keys as well. Now, when we take one more step up, you will see that you kind of have a couple different ways to get into the bathroom. So you can go straight into the bedroom, come into the bathroom here. You also have a secondary entrance into the bedroom right here. The vanity is quite spacious. You have great countertop space, which I like. It is a pressed laminate countertop, which allows them to undermount the bowl. You'll notice the mirrored medicine cabinet up top with good lighting so that, if you're trying to do makeup in the morning, you can actually see. You'd be shocked at how many RV bathrooms are poorly lit when it comes to the vanity area. And then you'll see right underneath you have plenty of additional storage. Behind this door is where the toilet is located. You will also have storage right up above that. And then the Neo angle shower here has a travel lock, nice and easy to open that. The thing I like about this, folks, is that it is a one-piece unit. You don't have any seams down at the floor or in the walls or anything. It is one solid piece. If I step in here, you do have a seat in the back too, but you can see I have plenty of room to move around. 6 foot tall, I don't even need the skylight, right? I can still stand up in here, no problem. That skylight definitely does let a lot of natural light in. Another thing I like is that you get this right here. We'll open this up. Now, this is going to be storage, or if you want washer dryer, you have washer dryer prep in here, and that is where that'll go. So for people that plan on having an extended stay that want to be able to wash and dry their laundry, I love that it does give you that option. Now, when you step up into the bedroom, we'll notice a couple things. One will be, of course, the bed is in a slide. Windows in the slide too, so it kind of lets some air come in. And I really like the shelves up top. A lot of times with shelves, they'll be kind of low, kind of like this one, but sometimes they'll even hang over the bed where you're just going to roll into them. Not the case here. You can put your phone right up there, plug it in. Again, this outlet is inverted, but I like that they have kind of thought through some of that. At the foot of the bed is your dresser. Again, a window if you want TV in the bedroom. You have a backer right here. That is where that will mount. Hookups will be right up front. Gorgeous front windshield on here. I love this in an RV too. Just lets in so much natural light. You do have the blackout shade though, in case you want to be able to sleep in a little bit. Storage right here as well as on the other side. And then you have some deep drawers. You can see, take a look see how deep those are. So you have some of that additional storage space right up there. Lastly, before we head outside, I do just want to mention that right up top, you have your second AC. As we take a look at the outside of the 2023 Keystone, Montana High Country 351BH, right up front, the very first thing you'll notice, of course, is that gorgeous front cap, folks. That's because it is automotive paint on the front, which is great because that's where all the bug splatters are going to be. You want that nice and easy to clean up. With the automotive paint, it certainly will be. Of course, you have some lights on there too, nice LED lights, and you have the hitch vision, which is kind of that mirror right there. So as you're backing up your truck, helps you align the hitch with the kingpin. Speaking of that kingpin, that is the Road Armor Kingpin, which that rotating head right here will rotate as you start and stop your tow vehicle, which will help with the bucking and chucking. That way, as you're starting and stopping, you're not feeling that jerk motion because no one wants that. As you take a look underneath, you can see the big open storage space, plus you have great cable management. Over in the side, you can see the inverter. If you recall, this one had the residential refrigerator in there, so you're gonna have to have an inverter for that. This one also has your solar charge controller, because this one has the Solar Flex 200 system on it. I'll get to that in just a little bit. Then you have battery disconnect. You actually have two on this one, because one for the solar itself. And then this one also has the optional Dragonfly lithium batteries on there. So if you want to be able to do a little bit more off-grid capability, this one has the ability to do that, especially with the residential fridge. A lot of RVs have troubles. That lithium will definitely aid you in camping when you don't have shore power. If we take a quick look up top, just want to show you the power awning. It is a Solera power awning, adjustable pitch on there too, LED light strip dropping down right underneath that are your outside speakers. Those are connected to that multimedia center inside. Now you'll have two 30-pound propane tanks. One will be right here. The other one will be on the other side. And you can see your auto level system on here too. So you have 6-point auto level touch button. It will level itself out. Really makes setting up camp a ton easier. One of the great things about Montana is that they utilize what's called drop frame construction. Okay, what that essentially is, the reason it's great is because you get huge storage, but what that is, you'll have an I-beam that runs underneath, and that essentially, what they'll do is they'll take another I-beam, and then they'll drop it down underneath, weld it, and then that goes the rest of the distance up front. It maintains structural integrity, but it gives you all this extra space for storage. So that's why this is so tall. So from here on over is all thanks to that drop frame construction. Why doesn't every manufacturer use it? Well, it costs a little bit extra money, but for me, having the storage space is 100% worth it. Of course, we have a light in there as well as TV hookups, and this is an inverted outlet. It is pre-wired, so if you go from that Solar Flex 200 up to the 400i, not only do you get double the amount of panels, because you'll get two 200-watt panels, it also gets you that inverter so that any of those pre-wired inverted outlets will now operate just off of your battery. You can see the More Ride Step Above steps. You have 4 different treads on here. All those are aluminum, so they're not going to rust. Grip tape on there too, plus the big foldable handle, so you have excellent control when entering or exiting the RV. The other thing I do want to point out that I really like that Montana does that most manufacturers don't is that they put a strut right here. These are pretty heavy steps normally, but with that strut, I mean, one-handed, you can see this thing basically stays. So it is super easy to take up and down, which again is a big benefit. You will also see that the More Ride steps are very easy to adjust the feet on, so I really like that capability too. And you have the Lippert screen assist on there, just making opening that screen door a little bit easier as you have a full bar rather than just a handle. Up on top of this slide, you will notice this one does have the slide topper. That'll help prevent any sticks, any pine cones or anything from the trees dropping down on top of your slide, because normally if that happens, it's up on your slide. If you don't clean the top of your slide off and you move your slide room in, it can get into the seals and start to cause permanent deformation, especially if it sits there over an extended period of time, like you know, when you're not using it for the non-camping season. So that will help protect that. You will also see that you have the secondary power awning on here as well. So that way almost this entire side has awning coverage. And that's a big deal because a lot of times when you have a slide out on the camp side, it takes up a lot of camp space. But by putting that awning on there, it helps extend the space out, assuming your space is big enough that you can still utilize this as good camp space. If we drop down underneath, I just want to show you real quick here the tires. They are G-rated tires, so it's 14 ply. The last thing in the world you want to have to worry about is a blowout. It can cause a lot of damage. It can be really scary. Having upgraded tires straight from the factory is a huge bonus. And right in between, you will see that Road Armor suspension. That will give you 3 inches of travel. It uses a rubber compound, and so that will help eat up any of those bumps or potholes in the road, so that when you get to your destination, you won't have a bunch of broken dishes and things falling out all over the place. Your spare tire is mounted underneath as well in a carrier, so it is easy to get to, and you get an outside kitchen. One of the big bonuses of having a bunk model, of course, is that outside kitchen comes with a branded cutting board, always a nice bonus there, but some storage up top. You have the 2-burner cooktop right here, nice and easy pull out, plus the refrigerator right off to the side, that of course being my favorite part for the beverages. Coming around to the back side, you have a ladder for the fully walkable roof, so you can climb right up there. Also a backup camera prep. Now, as we drop down here, one of my favorite parts about this floor plan is right back here, folks. Take a look at all this exterior storage you get. Now, I do have that big pass-through up front thanks to that drop frame construction, but they give you this huge storage space right back here too. And on the other side, of course, you'll have your convenience center with all your hookups. So everything from easy winterization to water heater bypass, and your low point drains will all be on the other side in one convenient spot. Again, folks, the 351BH is a very unique bunkhouse, has that mid-living section, absolutely fantastic, definitely worth taking a look at. Now, if you're looking for something a little bit bigger, maybe you want a front living and a loft, you're looking for best of both worlds, well, I got one coming for you. Stick around.